Kyle, here goes your tires, buddy. Brand new ones.
You could have at least put the front ones on the back. Those are old ones.
Lubing right day and night.
And we're supposed to be powered by science.
That's very true.
We better be able to get two people on one shot somehow.
Here it comes. Yep, that's it.
Because every time I'm in his office, he's sitting there and all of a sudden he just reaches like this and there's a piece of chicken in his hand.
I'm like, how much chicken is under your desk?
I overshot the R&D budget this week, so I'm going to need that $250.
Lubing it right day and night.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
He beat you to the point. Welcome to the Facebook Live here at HSS Secret, Facebook and YouTube Live. It's episode number
86.
86. Get up there, man. Getting up there. Kyle Fisher here with Mr. You know yourself.
I don't have a name yet.
I don't have a fancy AA Ron around here.
I don't have a fancy nickname like everybody else.
Mr. Aaron Darnell from Research and Development. Another busy week here at HSS Secret. We got an awesome show today.
Understatement.
Yeah, very, very understatement. It's been crazy. But we haven't had a guest on for a while. Really excited. We got a guest.
Right.
Mr. Johnny Gilbert from Stainless Diesel is going to be chiming in here a little bit via the video world.
Is it only because he won the Hot Shot Secret sponsored class in ODSS, or do you have other reasons?
We got plenty of other reasons to talk about it. But he did clean up on the Hot Shot Secret Classic. But he's not in first place right now.
Yeah, he's been out of the lead for quite a while, hasn't he?
For a long time. Yeah.
It's probably the
Ever
longest.
since that Florida race.
Right,
Way back
like
when.
way back. It's like I'm not used to that.
We'll talk about that. I'll make sure he addresses that. So, yep, Johnny's the ODSS champion in the Hot Shot Secret Pro Street Class for 2019. We got one race underway this year, and well, Johnny will tell you all about that. He's also the owner of Stainless Diesel. They're known for their high-performance turbos, those 5 blades, 5-blade mafia. So I'm sure we'll learn a lot about that today. I did talk to Amy Gilbert, who's photographer extraordinaire as well, and I heard Johnny was learning some CADing today, some for CNC stuff, and as she mentioned, it is not easy on stainless. You know, they mill all these aluminum blocks, aluminum soft. So,
simple. Right.
So Johnny's trying to learn today. So, and maybe he'll give us a little look around there at stainless. So, we will be giving away, and guess what we're giving away today?
Hero cards.
Hero cards, but guess who? Mr. Johnny Gilbert.
All right, I was gonna say you, but then I haven't seen any
mine
floating around the
mine are
office.
Way too expensive. They're way too expensive. But these are autographed by Johnny himself. Johnny was in our booth at PRI signing autographs, so he signed a couple extras. So we're gonna give away 3 of them. 3 autographed hero cards from Johnny Gilbert himself, and FR3 and hand sanitizer. Wow, it's a good day to tune in. So make sure you post your questions below. Questions, comments. If you have questions for Stainless Diesel, for Johnny Gilbert, about his truck, about what he does over there at Stainless, post them up. We'll get him answering us too. So let's see here. We would like to know, what is your favorite drag racing class? That's the question of the day. I think we did polling class that one time, which was kind of interesting. But what is your favorite drag racing class? So that's our question of the day. So post up below, and I don't know what mine is. I mean, I got to say, when it comes to ODSS Pro Street, that's our sponsored class. So, duh.
So if we're not talking ODSS, my favorite is Pro Stock.
Pro Stock?
Yeah.
All right.
Or
Maybe
VW.
one day you can run in Pro Stock.
Maybe so.
Maybe. Gotta keep working in the garage, though.
We've got to do something.
Yeah. Gotta get a race car.
You know, gotta get some sponsors, get some money. So if there's any sponsors out there, I'm taking applications for the sponsors instead of me coming to you. We're doing a reverse raffle.
That's how he's gonna do it. I'm sure they'll line it up. So,
I
let us
think
know.
let's take caller number 1.
The lines are lit up.
So am I. No, I'm just kidding.
So let us know what your favorite drag racing class is. We're also dual streaming YouTube and Facebook. Push your questions on Facebook. YouTube we follow up later because we don't monitor it live, but if you're watching over there and post a question, we'll follow up. Be sure to like and share the video. Click that little bell that lets you know we're live. We're live every single Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Whether you like it or not.
We're here. That's
I'm
right.
just kidding. They always like it.
And
Come on.
follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Now do we have a special weekly tech tip? We do. Okay, so as everybody knows, we started putting out the hand sanitizer last week. And I don't even have to explain. I think the video explains everything, doesn't it?
Shouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, it does. So, well, let's roll it. So our tech tip is going to be via video this week.
We should always do a video tech tip.
Let's work on that.
Yeah.
Let's make it fancy.
Good afternoon. I'm Chris Gabralczyk, the CEO for Lubrication Specialties here in Mount Gilead. We've been getting a lot of questions about why we started making hand sanitizer. Generally, we make diesel products for the fuel, diesel additives and diesel oils and things like that. So we started making hand sanitizer for our customers because it wasn't available anywhere. We made these 4-ounce bottles and we put them in all the orders that were being shipped out. Well, we had such a demand for it because nobody was able to find hand sanitizer anywhere that we put blending tanks in and converted some of our lines over to bottle. So the question that we get the most is, first of all, why are we making hand sanitizer? And the second question is, why is it so thin and runny? Well, we blended our hand sanitizer to the CDC and the FDA specification. They wanted it to be 80% or 70% alcohol. So we're using an 80% alcohol blend. This formula is their formula, it's not ours. We're not allowed to thicken it up so that it would be like the hand sanitizer you would get at the drugstore, and we're not allowed to add fragrance to it. So the reason that it is the way it is because that's their instructions to us, because there was such a need for it. Now you should know that we do have hand sanitizer in stock. It is being shipped out every day, and you can thicken it up yourself at home. Because we have 80% alcohol in it, you can replace 25% of it with something like aloe vera gel. And that's what I'm here. We've taken out 25% of the regular hand sanitizer that we're supplying, and we put 25% gel in, and it thickens it up just a little bit, enough to be a little bit easier to use. You can also put scent in it. We've used essential oils in here, and then we've also put different perfumes in it, or a perfume, your favorite perfume, to make it smell a little bit more like what you're accustomed to. So it's not hard to do. Just remove 25% and put in some aloe vera gel. Use 100% aloe vera, and then put in a couple drops of your favorite scent, and you'll have something that's a little bit easier to work with. It still smells really strong like alcohol. Remember, it's 80% alcohol when you get it from us, 60 if you blend it, but that's what's needed to kill the germs, and that's the main purpose for having the hand sanitizer in the first place. If you have any questions, go to our website, hotshotsecret.com, or call our 800 number. We have people standing by phones taking orders all day. Anything we can do to help, just let us know. Thank you.
So there you have it. Mr. Chris Gabralczyk breaking it down himself. So that's a cool way. So as you mentioned, obviously we have to follow the World Health Organization's guidelines, but we've had a lot of questions about why isn't it in gel. That answers it, and do it yourself, folks. I made up some little batch myself. Have you made any of your own yet?
No, I like the liquidy feel.
I do too, and actually I put it in a spray bottle now. I like spraying, it's even easier. So so there you go, folks. It's a little how-to on how to make it smell or whatever you want. Add some gel to it if you'd like, or if you like it hardcore, straight up, no chaser.
No rocks, no nothing.
So I did see we already got some comments coming in here.
May I interrupt first, please?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, a question was asked by someone named David, and I didn't write the last name down. It was about transmission fluid.
And you were gone last week, and you checked up.
So I have the answer. So, David.
I think it was my dude, David D. Caceres, wasn't it?
I think so.
I didn't even say it without even looking at his name.
Well, when we're going through this, if he's on, let me know so I can answer the question. If not, I won't waste the time.
You're going to wait for him?
Yeah,
Well, Nick
absolutely.
Lichtenfeld's on, of course. So what's up, Nick? Zach Hall's tuning in from Iowa. Christian Bates is in, of course. What's up, guys?
Top fan badge?
Terry Hatter, top fan badge.
All right.
He says, happy Hot Shot Secret Day, y'all. I guess Thursday afternoons are Hot Shot Secret Day.
Oh.
He gives us that every week. So Rod's in here. What's up, Rod? Larry, Amy's in. Amy, we're going to come to you soon. Brian Fadaza says, it would be great if the hand sanitizer smelled like FR3. Well, after watching the little how-to video, we've asked this question before. What is the unique smell in FR3? Which ingredient is it?
That's one of the three patented products.
So you can't tell me what it is?
No.
It's the one that keeps the suspension.
No, it's not.
See, I could go by process of elimination.
You could.
So
it's the cleaner.
It's the cleaner.
Yeah.
So how would you replicate that smell?
You can't.
So you're not advising people to put FR3 in?
No.
Okay, don't do that.
I mean,
folks.
I would for myself because I like the way FR3 smells, but
Yeah, it's just
I can't recommend that for normal folks. Or
be good lubricant for your hands, be all right. No, folks, don't do that.
don't-
So Brian, we'll work on an FR3 scented version. Cindy Fisher with the top fan badge.
Woohoo!
You giving it out to my mom already? So, hi Kyle, sending hugs from mom. And Kaylee, my little niece is in. Hey Kaylee. She's awesome. Eric Wilkes is in from Arizona. Dan Zelton says he's loving the 590 class, but might be because that's what they're going to run. So we're sponsored Dan Zelton this year. He's got a bad truck built. So looking forward to seeing that out there, Dan. Thomas Walczewski says, are you working on brake fluid? No.
That's the R&D version. No.
Okay, I'll tell you why. And then I'm going to challenge you on this. Okay? But I bet you have an answer.
I have an answer.
Brake fluid, we generally don't create or formulate any type of commodity style products. It's like trying to formulate a windshield washer, solution. It's not that advanced of a product. You can't really make it good or bad. It just does the job. Brake fluid generally does the job. So if the market's already got it covered, we don't have an interest of getting in there and competing in a commodity style market. That's why we didn't have a gasoline fuel treatment for so many years. And people always ask us, why don't you make a gasoline fuel treatment? And it's really because there's a lot of good stuff out there, and there wasn't really an opportunity to make a better product that would be far and away the best on the market. Until this last year when we came across some new chemicals that opened up a whole new game, and that's when we released our Gasoline Extreme, because we finally found a way to actually put a gasoline fuel product out there that's far and above, better than anything out. And that's our Gasoline Extreme. So getting back to the brake fluid,
Meh.
it's just kind of brake fluid. Now I'm going to challenge you though.
Okay.
So does that mean the high-end brake fluid, the racing brake fluid, is that just snake oil? Because I've seen it out there. Somebody asked me this question. I gave them that answer, and they said, well, what about this stuff? It's expensive as heck, and it's this racing brake fluid, and it's supposed to be so much better for my brakes. And I'm like, it's probably not. It's probably just normal brake fluid. with the big
I don't
sticker
have
on it.
an answer. Honestly.
But generally speaking, a brake fluid is a hydraulic system.
Yeah, typically not.
It's going to do the job.
There's not much.
So that's your answer. I mean,
And
will we look into it?
The second side of it, from my perspective, listen to me, Mr. Lawyer. There's a whole lot of liability.
With brake fluid?
Yeah, so
that goes
there-
bad.
there's
deep
a-
trouble.
there's a whole lot. So it's a lot easier to step away and
And it's a very cheap product. It's
ridiculously cheap.
Yeah,
but
so-
in the volumes that the big companies are selling it
right.
at.
And so they're battling down to the bottom, where we usually try to battle up to the top in the high end type of product. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's,
so I hope that answers your question, Thomas. I guess it also lets you know that our tribologist here would recommend go grab something off the shelf. It's all the same. Don't get caught up in it. Ryan Riddle, the robot scientist.
he has not received his lab coat from me yet that I promised.
Well, you better get it soon. So
Well, he said he needed it by the next race, so I've got a few months.
you got a couple years to go. Ryan
That's
says, can I
terrible.
say anything other than 770? Actually, you run two classes, Ryan. You could have a choice. But Pro Mod is pretty badass. Pro Mod is fun to watch. It is the one people like to line the fence for. And I'll even say Pro Dragster. Even though we only have like one or two out there, I mean, nobody misses that. Everybody loves watching those run. So, Rodrigo says 590 class, of course. He's been holding on to the lead of that 590 class.
Longer than anyone has.
Rod, you got that on lock, man. It's been ever since that Florida race.
Right?
So, good for you, Rod. Hang on there, buddy. Lester Griffith says top fuel rails. Yeah, that's fine. Anything top fuel stuff, especially if you see that in person. I mean, it just stops your heart. It's impressive. Christian Bates says, I haven't ever really watched drag racing, so I don't know. Well, Christian, we're going to change that for you this year. We're going to get you to tune into some, and plus we've got a lot more video capabilities this year, so we're going to be airing a lot more video from the races that we go to too. So stay tuned. Ron Huntley Jr. says, foot brake sportsman, anything us slow guys can race in. I'm with you on that. Just like Ryan Riddle there. I mean, he's a king of sportsmen, and he also runs the 770 class. But that's the fun thing about drag racing is people think it's all about the fastest car, and it's not. These sportsman foot brake classes, and even the guys that run it on box, it's impressive to try to be that consistent. Which is a good sign. I can throw a shout out to our Corona lockdown practice
perfect.
street.
Right.
They're in their 4th and final week now. It's been going on, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every week. So we've had it. And thanks to all the Corona lockdown guys, we've been getting quite a few orders from you guys as well. So I know you guys are looking to support a sponsor that's supporting your guys' thing. So I appreciate that. I'm really happy to support you guys, and thanks for the orders you guys are placing too. It means a lot to us. So, and good luck this weekend for the big finale. Should be pretty cool.
Is there gonna be fireworks?
What's that?
Is there gonna be fireworks for the finale?
I don't know what that. Katie
should find
Steinmetz is a top fan. This is a great idea. Katie Steinmetz, I'm gonna guess that's in relation to Josh.
That's a good guess.
And I gotta say, Katie, it might be the first time I've seen your name pop up, and she already has a top fan badge.
So
I
she's.
think this is rigged. I think
Yeah, I think it is.
So, Nick Frame's in here. Always keep a bottle in my car. Trey Sykes always gives legit hookups. He sure does. Kate says, I love this Tech Tips 7. I think it's a great addition. Yeah, okay, it's official. We're going video tech tips. Going forward. How about
Nice.
that? Ron Huntley said, this is fantastic. You should release this video as a standalone if you haven't already. We have. I think it's up on the
Facebook.
social media. We throw it up on the website too. Jenny says, hello guys from Brett Tenners. Brett's out there on the road, so we miss you, Brett. Take your time getting back. I guess he's probably taking a long way back, so we'll see him next week.
I didn't even know he was gone.
Presidente.
It's been so busy. I haven't seen him for 3 weeks. I didn't know he was gone today.
Wesley Merriman says, I tried your stiction eliminator and it doesn't work at all. Well, tell us, Wesley, what kind of vehicle you have, what kind of problem are you trying to address, and we'd be happy to work with you. I can do it live right here if you want, or you can call in. Our account executives are sitting over there. They love to take your calls on that. We'd be happy to walk you through. If you've got a problem that stiction eliminator is not going to fix, we'll be happy to give you your money back. But even more so, we're happy to talk it through and figure out if there's another fix we can do. At the end of the day, we want to make sure you get your problem solved, whether it's through one of our products or if we can help you out solve that problem. So give us a call or chime in or send us a message. We'll be happy to follow up and see if we can't help you out. I see TJ Burkhart's watching. He's one of our account execs right there. He can even help you out right now. Yeah, Zach, that HSS COVID-19 bowl cut, man, it's out of hand. Yours is getting long too.
Yeah.
Yours is getting great.
I mean, it's from hanging out with you.
I know. I know.
I didn't have gray hair till I started working here.
Thomas's next explanation has on the brake fluid. RVW.
Drag racing.
Oh, what's RVW?
Radio versus the world.
Oh, okay. That's
Say
a
it.
class.
Say it for the camera. Yeah.
I got you. Zach, I race a hot Pro Street Class in my 83 C10 truck. Awesome.
What color is it? We need pics.
Show pics. Pig Monkey. Awesome name. Pig Monkey's been gone for a long time. I've seen Pig Monkey for a while. It's been like a year. My 2017 Ram 2500 just turned 65,000 miles. Any recommendations on products for the motor? 65,000. Time for a stiction eliminator dosage, and then go right over to FR3. Basically, our two-step. And on the fuel side, like we say, start with diesel extreme every 6,000 miles, EDT in every tank in between. Two-step.
Or D-Wag in the winter. Don't forget that.
Yep. About time to call Johnny, so let me finish up these real quick. Brett Hilliard with the top fan badge. How often would you recommend adding gas extreme to smaller gas engines like zero turns, pressure washers, etc.? Well, we probably do that by the hour because we recommend every 10,000 miles. And I forget the hour breakdown.
I'd say 100 hours for
100
equipment
hours.
like that, yeah.
There you go, Brent. So every 100 hours, it could use a tank full of treated gas extreme. And like we said, since the treatment rate's kind of tough on the smaller engines, it's best to treat like, a 5-gallon container, whatever you keep your fuel in. Treat that, and
5 gallons lasts 100 hours.
that's true. So maybe you shouldn't do that. It's not going to hurt anything. You're just going to be wasting the gas extreme. But you could do it in multiple tanks. But what's the dosage then on is that dosage? What's your dosage? Are you going to give me a parts per million? No?
Not today.
Okay. So yeah, Brent.
Do you want me to?
Every 100 hours. If you want to break it down.
No, I'm not good.
She's fessing up. Katie says, yes, Josh is my husband. It's not rigged. I earned that top fan badge by sharing posts and commenting on posts on Facebook.
Ah,
well earned.
that's how you do
Don't
it.
give away the secret. No.
No, we want people to do that. That's the secret, folks. If you want a top fan badge like Katie got, she worked hard for it. So I apologize for coming down on her that. You can be like Katie, too. Share our posts, like our posts, let people know about it. Good job, Katie. I take it all back. Well earned. Well earned.
I'm taking it back.
Terry Howard
No take backs.
said, I spent all week spraying the Never Rust y'all sent me to try on different applications, and that stuff is the real deal. It freed up my lawn tractor carburetor linkage so I could mow before the storms today. Awesome. Thanks for telling us that, Terry. Yeah. And you'll see the Never Rust, you'll continue to see the benefits of that over time. So, Zach Hall says, not sure how to send pictures in here. It's GM Torch Red. Picture of truck and inches on my Facebook profile. All right, we'll check that out. So, I'll call it up there. We got one quick other thing before we got to catch up on the rest of our stuff. Jesus. Well, let's do this part, and then we'll hit our video and bring on Johnny. So, TV Land, what do you got going on, man?
Saturday, 1 p.m. on TruckU. There's a tech tip on Stiction Eliminator. Everyone's favorite.
That's right.
And on Sunday at 10:30, also on TruckU, we have a tech tip on our friend FR3.
FR3, that's right. I just pulled my mic out. No, good. That's what you did. Over in sales, the hand sanitizer, we have to keep updating because the bottles keep coming in and out. We do have 16 ounce coming in tomorrow, I believe. So that's going to be back live for sale. And then 32, 64s, and then gallons as well. We always have the drums and totes if you guys need bulk sizing.
We'll do tanker loads.
We'll do tankers too. Back the truck up, bring up swimming pool, whatever you need. Tough stuff right now is small bottles. 4 ounce, 8 ounce, they're just nationwide shortage. They're months out. So they're
international shortage.
Yeah. The
It's
original EDT formula that we've been having on sale, 32s are gone, folks.
Finally.
You missed out.
No more original recipe 32s.
No more, but we do have some 16s left.
A few.
So we got a few 16s left. $14 for a 16 ounce round of our original formula that you'll never have a chance to go again. We'll never go back.
Never.
One time only. They're available. I think Levi's got them on the website. We got 5 packs there?
Singles and fives, yeah.
Singles and 5 packs. Gobble them up. They're almost gone. I told you that last time about 32s. You didn't believe me. Guess what? They're gone, right?
I believed you.
Okay.
Why?
Love's Truck Stop has My Love Rewards. $5 extra bonus on purchase of 2 bottles of Diesel Extreme through April 28th. So just 5 more days on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So you Love's Truck fans.
I didn't do the math. I just agreed. Sorry.
Get
So
it
if the
in.
math's wrong,
Get your sale on while you can. And again, subscribe to our email newsletter. Levi likes to show you where that's at. It's right at the bottom of the
didn't
page. Aaron is signed up. He stays up to date on everything until we get out here, and then he doesn't remember anything.
it's a long walk.
I know. There's a lot to forget in between.
See?
And before we go bring Johnny on here, we're going to feature our new video. We're going to try to pump out a new video each week for you guys on Wednesdays. We released it yesterday. So we're just going to have a new content piece, sometimes fun, sometimes educational, you name it. But you ready to
This
play
is
that?
both, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
okay. Roll the
Mystery box.
I'm Michael Dalton, and I'm powered by science. I'm Michael Dalton from RLC Motorsports.
It didn't even have the alternate end of it.
Hey, we're back. You cut it short there?
I don't know.
Yeah. Awesome. So thanks to Michael Dalton down there at RLC Motorsports. We've got that video up on our Facebook page as well. So share that around. We had a good time with him, and if you noticed,
It was like 2 in the morning or
he's
something when that
FR3
video was
Yeah,
shot.
he did. He filmed it for us like at the end of the thing. He's going after that Firepunk logo.
Yeah.
May have to throw an RLC on there. We'll see. But RLC Motorsports is a new dealer of ours as well. So you can get all our products through RLC down there in Tennessee, which they'll be hosting a race in the Outlaw Series. We'll be down there later this year. So thanks to Michael Dalton. Had a good time with him. Glad to have you on the Hot Shot Secret team this year. So looking forward to it. Speaking of someone on the Hot Shot Secret team,
Who could it be?
who could it be? It's time to bring Johnny Gilbert on.
Woo!
Give him a ring. It's usually, I've noticed when you do this, it's insanely loud to the people at home. The ringer thing. But we'll see if we can get Johnny on, and you know what? He's going to be our get to know us segment. I'm going to hit him with that right off the top.
Okay, I've got several questions.
You too?
Yeah.
Oh, see this one. Oh, is that the Johnny cam over there? I got you.
Johnny Cam. That's
what it is.
Hello, hello.
What's up, brother?
oh, there he is.
What's going on, boys?
How's it going, Johnny?
Doing good, fellas.
You hear us all right?
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. Well, before we even get started, I'm going to hit you with what we do every week is our Get to Know Us segment. So you're our guest for the Get to Know Us segment, and I got 10 questions for you.
Very nice.
All right. Number 1, where were you born?
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
That's a tough thing to say around here.
Yep.
I'm a Hoosier fan, so it's all right. Where did you grow up?
Westland, Michigan.
All right.
Just a suburb of Detroit. Yeah. Till we were about 10, and then moved to Kentucky.
And then back up to Indiana?
Yep.
What was your first job?
My first job was working at a gas station.
Yeah, that's the first we've
Yep.
got that.
It is.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. What was your first car?
It was a 1973. Basically, it's like a Civic kind of deal. Like a Celica. Yeah.
Oh,
5-speed.
That's a little different than a Civic.
Yeah, Celica. Yeah, a little
That's
different.
pretty cool.
Toyota. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think I saw a video you posted. I think it was a Facebook you shared for like a memory thing. You got some other cool stuff that isn't diesel.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well, let's talk
Yeah,
about that
yeah.
later,
Like,
buddy.
so, I come from the gas drag racing world. So when my next car was a '76 Camaro, 350. You know, beat it all up through high school. You know, may or may not have did some street racing back in the day with that thing. But yeah, good time.
Maybe we can get you back out on them streets.
Oh yeah.
I know
Yeah,
some
I've got I bought a Chevelle when I was 18. I still have it. So big block Chevy
That's
Chevelle.
the one I think I
Probably-
saw. Did you just have a video of that?
Yep, black and gray stripes.
Pulling off the trailer,
Yep.
sounded nasty. Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's getting some updates right now. Actually, going through it. So.
Little turb skis.
Oh yeah, it's in the works.
Five blade.
Yep.
I think so. All right, number 5. Did you play any sports growing up?
Yeah. Yeah. Ran track and then wrestled.
There you go. And
What?
race cars on the street.
Oh yeah.
What events and track?
Yep.
What'd you say?
I asked him what events he did in track.
Oh, basically just like a little bit of like hurdles and then long jump, stuff like that.
I can't picture that. What's your this is probably an easy one. What's your favorite hobby? Or you may surprise me. Currently.
Hot rods, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anything to do with going fast.
Yep.
So yeah.
And your favorite holiday?
I'm gonna say New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a toss up between that and 4th of July. Either way, we have some fun around the same time.
Yep. Yeah, Chris is a big 4th of July guy. Your favorite beverage?
It definitely have to be. It's a toss up between coffee, Black Rifle coffee, really good stuff, or Captain and Coke.
Okay, what about your after-hours favorite
You
beverage?
said Captain and Coke.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
after
Captain
hours,
and Coke.
definitely. Yeah, Captain
Caught that. I
with,
caught
with the
that.
Coke. Yep.
Your favorite TV show or movie?
I'm gonna say some of my favorite movies is probably like the Jason Bourne movies, like Tear It Up, Shoot 'Em Up,
Yep.
Wreck Cars. You know.
All right. And then the 10th question I always leave open, so I always get to make it up.
There's going to be 13 today.
Now, you must have a few more. I want to know what is your. Okay, I've got two. What is your most memorable race you've had in Outlaw Diesel? And also, when were you the most scared? Because I've seen you save your truck more times than anybody when you were staring at the wall sideways.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So as far as I'm gonna say Rudy's, when I was totally sideways up on two wheels, that was pretty. That happened so fast. After it happened, I'm like, wow, that just
I
happened.
was right behind you, and I peed
Yep.
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say I could see that happening. Yeah. Long story short, on the data logger, when that happened, because we got accelerometers, G meters, yaw, it'll read all kinds of neat stuff. But I was off the throttle in 0.7 of a second from the time it kicked sideways. So it was crazy. So I was off it quick, but it was already wound up like a slingshot. So crazy.
And your most memorable.
See, I'd say that. So most memorable race was actually at Scheid, when I was running 670 class. Pretty much the same truck, but a lot less hot rodded up. VP chuck, triple turbos back in the day. So on Friday, I actually won 670 and 770 on a Friday night. On Saturday, I won 670 and runner up in 770 on the next day.
That's quite a weekend.
So that was a pretty good weekend. Yeah.
Well, you said you want to throw a couple extra in?
Yeah, I was told to ask these.
Okay.
And this is a three-part question. Number one, how long does it take to get your hair done in the morning or afternoon whenever you wake up?
It's real simple. Slick it back and put it in a ponytail.
And this is the second part. How many hair ties do you actually use to keep it in the ponytail?
So that is a great question. I've been anywhere between 3 and 4, but I've been stuck on 3 hair ties lately.
Might as well have fun. And the last, when is the Johnny Gilbert licensed hat coming out?
Yes.
So that's been joked around about all of my pro diesel crew chief guys and all of my guys on the race team. I'm just waiting for it to happen one day.
So no release
Hats
date
with
yet.
ponytails.
No
Say
official
that
release date.
One more time. Sorry, I
He said
didn't
no
hear.
release date yet.
Oh, no release date.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm just waiting for the surprise. Might happen any day.
Speaking of your mornings going to work, I saw Amy post a video of your commute to work each day. I had no idea that it's like
Yep.
a 20-foot commute.
Oh yeah,
She had this
walk
video
to
of
work
you
every day.
leaving the front door, he's got his jacket on, he's got his lunch for the day, and he walks outside, walks his driveway, just walks right by his truck, and then goes to the next building. So I didn't know stainless diesel was right there.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much walk to work every day. So rain, snow, shine, not a problem.
That makes it good.
I'll walk through the shop a little bit here. So there's my buddy, my friend Bumblebee right there in the
So I
background.
hear you were working with that. You're learning a little bit more on that?
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff going on. Bringing some more capabilities in-house so we can play around more R&D stuff.
So, good time. Why don't you
Yep.
tell everybody a little bit about stainless diesel, what you guys do there, and all that good stuff.
So basically, we focus on the turbochargers, our exhaust manifold for the Cummins, stainless steel casting that gets cast in Michigan, and then we bring it down here in Indiana near us and machine it. So, and then build turbos every day, rebuild them, upgrade. We do quite a bit with Borg Warner, some Garrett Honeywell stuff, as well as like the factory Dodge VGT turbochargers, things like that. And then we do plumbing kits, so machining flanges, making twin turbo piping kits, single turbo piping kits, things like that.
A lot of fabrication on that side, huh?
Yep. A lot of TIG welding stuff. So years ago, basically, we had a trucking business. We fixed all of our own, semi trucks, some hot shot trucks, things like that. And we kind of turned into hot rod in some of the work trucks. And then this basically was a spin-off business for us. So essentially, quit trucking and just started making hot rods, diesels. So, yep.
Now,
So, yeah,
the
pretty wild.
five-blade mafia. Why five? Why five
Yep.
blades? I've never asked you that question.
So years ago, I was actually consulting and working with another company on some turbocharger stuff. I built a gas test stand, or a number of them. Basically, it's a way to flow test. It's like a dyno for a turbo, essentially. So we get data. So the data led me in that direction based on a lot of hours of testing. So we continue to tweak a design. I think we're into the 4th generation of the wheel design right now. So, and picking up a few percentages here and there on all the different changes. So pretty neat. And for a diesel in particular, diesels don't have a huge amount of RPM. So, gas drag racing brothers of ours, 8,000 RPMs on a Street Outlaws. We're limited, 5,000, 4,000, depending on the engine build. So you want a rotor group, essentially, that winds up fast. The rotor group being the turbine wheel, the compressor wheel, lighter weight, faster response time. And then with 5 blades, it's more aggressive as far as getting some airflow in, so less is more in some cases when it comes to wind it up. And then we got some peak flow characteristics compared to our brothers at Borg Warner's, just the factory wheels that are made for like a Class 8 semi-truck. So just enhanced a little bit for what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some turbos that seem like they had 1 million blades on them. But so you said you're like in your 4th generation of that. Is that kind of changing the angle of your blades, or maybe
a little bit of everything. So basically, the more recently, I guess in the last few years, is thinning up the hub. So you're getting more surface area in the throat, of the turbocharger. Blade angle of attack, blades being thinner. All of that stuff is good for making horsepower. Some interesting things as well is the way you machine the wheel. So in years past, you'll see blades that are really smooth and shiny, kind of like a texture, as opposed to like a golf ball effect blade, what's called point milling. So the blade is actually looks like record player all over the main blades, so some of that stuff can enhance it as well with a few percentage points.
I think it was just last night I was on your page, and I think it was a broken down turbo, and I don't know enough about it to know what part it was, but it looked like it wasn't even done machined yet, but it was the finished product because of the rougher surface on it. That's something that you are finding gains with?
Yep. Yeah, so there's some gains. It's kind of like, I guess I call it the golf ball effect. So, the divots in the golf ball kind of create air bearings, I guess. So there's a lot more to it than that, with some boundary layer stuff, but without getting too crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, I can look at, let's see if I can find some parts and pieces here. So see where I'm at. Make sure I'm on camera here. So some of this stuff, with the 5 blades, you can kind of see some of that. It's a little smoother. I'm not sure if that's coming out right. Yeah, definitely some craziness right here. So the smoothness here is definitely good in certain areas, but we've got some other stuff that's a little more of a point milled. Let me grab some of this stuff here, floating around the balancer here. Yeah, so this texture, not sure if that's coming out right. If you can see on some of the blade surface area, it's more like a record player here, some texturing. So some of that, there's a small percentage of gain having some point mill stuff. It's more expensive of a process because of it's a longer machine time to cut something like that. So so there's a lot to it, other than lightweight shapes. And the diesels do something a little different. We've got lower volumetric efficiency compared to the car guys. So there's things we need to deal with as far as cylinder heads and camshafts to catch up to our gas brothers in the future.
Yeah, it's certainly. I'm no turbo expert. Sometimes when we get calls in here and they get technical, and I go as far as they can, but once we get really heavy into turbos, I'm like, there's a guy named Johnny Gilbert over Stainless Diesel that would love your phone call. Because you've maxed out my expertise in this area.
Nice.
Lubricants, I'm your guy. Like, we can talk that all day. Like, and particularly in lubricants, one of the products I know you like, we always talk about in relation to turbos themselves. One thing we educate our customers on is that a turbo bearing is a very small little bearing in there, and it sits in a little tiny puddle of oil, and it is very easy to build up, you know, coating on that, varnish, and burn that oil out pretty quickly with the heat of these turbos get. And that's where our FR3 comes. FR3's got that sweet smell that we know is the cleaner.
Sweet smell.
And that, so that's why we really recommend FR3 to our turbo guys, because one of the best benefits, aside from all the friction reduction in the motor and everything, is actually keeping that turbo spinning nice and good on that bearing, and keeping that bearing nice and clean. So it's got clean oil in there.
Yeah, I mean, like having great lubricity, like definitely with what you guys got going on over there, makes a huge difference in longevity on the hard parts. And as far as I tell customers as well, it's just like what you said. The bearing clearance, the tightest bearing clearance in the entire engine is between the shaft and the main journal bearings of that turbocharger. So some of that stuff's, 1/1000th to 1.5 on the IDOD clearance on that shaft. So you get one little bitty, I call it liquid sandpaper, because we see it quite a bit. Somebody's filter doesn't do the job, or they neglect to change the filter, or whatever the case may be. It just tears up the bearing surface. And another part for longevity, it would be like hot shutdown. So if they prematurely shut the truck off, the bearing actually, being that the clearance is so tight, it swells up in the journal bore. Being it's more of a bearing brass, it distorts the bearing into the oil feed passage physically. So then when it cools off, shrinks down, it drags in the bore. It doesn't spin freely. And it's kind of a cascade of effects. So good lubricity like what you guys got definitely helps.
I'm going to ask a silly question because I don't pay attention. Do you also manufacture turbine blades, or just the compressor side?
So on the turbine side, there's some aftermarket stuff that's available, and we played with some of that on the dyno. I've logged well over 1,000 hours on engine and chassis dyno stuff in testing. As far as the turbines go, we do quite a bit on modifying the Borg-Warner turbo. We call it some flow clips. There's some things you can do to modify exhaust back pressure within the same factory turbine blade machining. There's a lot of aftermarket stuff that's available with a smaller hub, lighter turbine blades. Some of it's really good, high quality. Some of it's not so good. So you got to be careful.
Johnny, got a question here from one of our fans. I think you kind of addressed it a little bit, but Zach Hall asks, what's the advantage of a 5-blade turbo over the 6 or 7-blade turbos? He's looking to second-gen swap his 6.7, and he's trying to decide whether or not to go with a 5-blade turbo. What would you recommend for that 6.7 application?
So usually on the 6.7 stuff, like for a hot, kind of like a hot street truck, say in that anywhere from 500 to maybe 700 range power, that 68 or 467.7 base turbocharger works really well on a 6.7, longevity wise. We've been to 800 horsepower with them, and people tow 35-foot gooseneck trailers all day long. So very good setup. As far as the 5-blade goes, it's definitely a lighter compressor. On the 68 millimeter, I think it's like 25 grams lighter than a factory Borg-Warner equivalent. And just winds up. Cooler EGTs generally a little bit more flow at less pressure is something that we see. So good towing, daily hot rod size.
That's answers your question. Again, guys, if you have any questions for Johnny while we got him, post them up. We'll pass them along. I want to talk about a couple other things. Let's quickly go over the dominance that you had last year in the Outlaw Diesel Super Series.
Oh yeah.
You've always been a top contender. There's no doubt about that.
So that was definitely
you absolutely destroyed the field last year.
So last year
you didn't even make my Hot Shot Secret Pro Street Class all that fun.
Yeah.
This is like one of the few years where like a lot of the classes went down to the last race of the year to decide the champion. Johnny had it locked up like halfway through the season. I mean, so
Yep.
what was the big change last year that allowed you to just, I mean, really get that truck just dialed in?
Well, we've been racing basically we've been racing basically that truck, and we built it 4 years ago, basically, and we've got a lot of time on our hands to just dissect it over the winter, that last season. So, long story short, we made it a concerted effort to dot all the I's, cross the T's, all the good stuff. Don't forget anything, no stone unturned. And then we actually had some strategy in the race season. We would manage the power, like we had more power than we can get traction for, which you guys seen me go sideways numerous times. When you put too much power to it at the wrong time. So basically we learned a lot from that. And then basically managed the power to a level that we felt wouldn't tear up parts against certain competitors, and just kind of like really be strategic last year. So this year, I think we've got another game plan on our plate. We're definitely going to be pushing it and try to be top in points as well. But I think one of our main focuses is breaking records. 480s is on the plate. Like, we can definitely do it. We got data that shows that. Like at the last race, we broke our. We had some personal bests at the last race down there at Ryan's place, Emerald Coast, and 122 60 foot. So pretty good at 4,500 pounds. Pulling 2.2 G's on the accelerometer. 330 was 328. So fastest 330 and fastest 60 foot in Pro Street. And then the back half, we're working on some things down track that's going to fix
It's interesting you say
some of the issues there too. So
your strategy's changing a little bit. It reminds me a lot of Fire Punk in the past couple of years. I remember 2 years ago, they were really trying to push the records, and it caused them, I mean, you're swinging for the fences. Sometimes you hit out of the park, sometimes you strike out. And then they made a considered effort last year to win a points championship. So there becomes these Y's in the road throughout the season, where it's like, do I just go to lock up this event and get the win, or do we turn it up and see if we can't do something crazy? Well, it worked out for them last year, and they got their points championship. And then now they've got the new motor in, and I was really happy that at the first race down there, they said, "Oh no, new strategy this year. We're going for the fences." So they're back to shooting for the record type of stuff. And where that kind of compares over to the Hot Shot Secret Pro Street Class, one of the unique things they did this year, for those of you at home that don't follow the series very closely, the Pro Street Class, what's your weight limit in that? It's a
this year it went to 4,400 pounds. This year went to 4,400 pounds. So
this class has been pushed.
4,400. Yep, with driver.
Of the certification of the chassis to allow these heavy trucks to go that fast, and it had always been floored at 5 seconds, 5 flat.
Yep.
And now they put a new rule in right before the season started.
Yes.
And opened it up, right?
Well, yeah.
It's the wild west again.
So it's the wild west again. I think that's going to create some more enthusiasm.
I know Derek Rose was going for it. I know you were going for it. So it's really kind of interesting now. Now that all these guys are throwing darts right around 5 seconds, which is just insanely fast for that heavy of a truck. But these guys are like, oh, we got more. So I'm really excited about Pro Street Class this year. It is going to be fun to watch you guys go at it. But I bet there's going to be a lot of fireworks, though. There's not going to be a lot of points racing. I think there's going to be a lot of home run swinging, and there may be some epic finishes. And
that's kind of our plan.
It'll be fun to watch.
We're definitely excited to see what's going to happen here. Hopefully we can get out of some of this, some of the slow lockdown stuff, and get out and do some testing soon.
Speaking of this lockdown, I know, as you probably heard, we started producing the hand sanitizer, and we've been putting a free bottle in all the orders we got. I know, talking with Amy, you guys have also been sourcing some face masks, right?
She found a company to get some face masks from, and we've been she found a company to get some face masks from, and we've been donating them to our some local people, some hospitals, some every customer, throwing stuff in
Doing what we
boxes
can
for
while we
everybody.
can.
I'm just trying to help out. So.
Side little business here
Yep.
that is new to us this year. Well, we've had a little bit of dabbling in the polling world, but we came on this year as a large sponsor of the NTPA, and Josh Steinmetz, whose wife is a top fan of ours, by the way, and she works hard to push the website and everything. We brought him over from the NTPA. He spent the last 10 years doing their digital stuff, and so I remember when I met Josh and he came over and we are kind of talking about the stuff he did with the NTPA. I'm watching one of the videos, and sure enough, it's like the stainless diesel NTPA clip of the week or something. And now I'm seeing Hotshot Secret clips of the week. So how long have you guys been working with the NTPA, and what advice do you have for us as a first-year sponsor of the NTPA, and what we have to expect, since we haven't really even got the season started yet?
I was going to say great organization if you get the chance, if you've never been. I was going to say great organization if you get the chance, if you've never been, go to one of their polling events. It's phenomenal. So, I mean, you get to see the diesel aspects. You get the 3.0 diesel trucks. You get some pro stock tractor stuff. You even get, big block Chevy, what they call mini rods. Kind of looks like a go-kart with big wheels and a big block and a blower on it, some turbos, and it's really fun to watch the mixture. Great organization. So we have a lot of fun. We've been doing basically sponsoring the 3.0 truck class for about 3 years, and just a really good organization. Great events, a lot of family-friendly stuff goes on there.
We're really looking forward
just
to
just can't say enough about those guys.
And, you do a lot of obviously custom performance builds on the turbos. How much of your business is pulling? How much is drag racing? How much is just your street guy that wants some more fun time?
I was going to say we definitely do a DT466. I was going to say we definitely do a DT466 tractor manifold out of stainless. So really, high horsepower stuff. Jody Ross, there's a triple bypass tractor. Makes 5,000 horsepower. Just crazy amount of power. 1 point, I think it was last year and previous years, just really great tractor. So smaller portion in the tractor pulling world. Truck pulling world, we definitely do, our manifold, of course, or stainless diesel comp manifold's pretty popular in that class. And then there's, on the turbocharger pulling side, there's a ton of different flavors and a ton of different engine builds that can kind of complement that. So people are building engines around the turbo rules now. They change so often. So it's kind of interesting to see that technology move forward. But probably more of our business is hot street and drag racing compared to pulling, I guess.
I remember talking to Amy a few months ago. We were talking about the NTPA. I think it was when they were first putting the rules out or something, and she had mentioned how it's such an important time, because as soon as they release the rules, and if there's any tweak to them, that's how the turbo's going to be set up, and then there's this whole race to try to get inside the rules. And we also know pullers love to find where they can get the advantages where they can. So it seems like it's a rush to that every year when the rules come out.
The 3.0 truck class when it. Years ago when NTPA and PPL basically came out with the rules for the 3.0 truck class. They had a 50 thousandths different margin of measurement in the bore. So there's some horsepower there if you were allowed to run a 50 thousandths larger diameter bore. Quote me. So certain places you could do that, but now they're both on the same page.
So do you want to show us around your shop or anything, your machinery, anything cool you got in there you want to show?
We got a couple little things we're working on. We got a couple little things we're working on.
I heard you're
just setting up some different things. Tweaking. Basically there's just like anything else, you can, just like on a hot rod or an engine or a turbo, you can fine tune everything. So for the most part, my buddy here, Bumblebee, so it's a Fanook, it's a 16i robot. So basically in the future, we're going to be working on machining compressor wheels here in house, and this is part of the automation side. So we're going to basically have it load parts in and out of a 5-axis CNC machine. So that's just over here in the corner. It's a Matsura. So it's 5-axis, 40,000 RPM spindle speed, so it's going to cut pretty fast. And working on that for the future. So 3D printed part here, I'll show you. A quickie.
That's 3D
This
printed?
is probably a 5th generation. Yeah, so this is plastic 3D printed for a mock-up piece. Turbo cover fitment for GT55 blade. So kind of a neat piece. So yeah, so and then some of not quite out yet, but we'll be seeing some of these pretty soon. So some new shiny spinny things. Yep. And then as far as machining manifolds, a couple little things we do with some other partners around the place here. We try to work with all of our dealers. Some of our dealers, really great companies out there that have some machine capability too. So one of our spacer plate fixtures, kind of working on some rectangular parts for turbo adapters and spacer plates and things like that. Nope. Definitely not. So
a nice little pricey little arm there.
Yeah, my daughter named it Bumblebee.
I think it fits.
My daughter Sophia named it, so I'm going with it. Yep. So, won't be long. We're going to be programming him to hand me coffee and put parts in the machine. It'll be a good time. So won't be long. Just takes time.
You said this year you're going to be swinging for the fences. We're looking forward to it. I think I want to thank you for being. I mean, literally, as when it comes to guys that carried our class with class. I mean, you're at the top of the list, and you're a great ambassador for the sport.
Awesome.
You represent our brand well. We're honored to sponsor a class with a guy like you in it, and I know you're a pivotal, staple point of Outlaw Diesel itself. So I want to thank you for all you do. I can't wait to get back out there. I miss all you guys. I really hope that we can start racing here soon. And anything you got to say before we go about this upcoming season, or any plugs you want to drop?
Yeah, I was going to say 480s are on the way.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was going to say 480s are on the way. We got it in the truck, that's for sure. I'm super excited, just like you, to get back at it, get back in action. All of us here at Stainless Diesel, we really appreciate all the support we've been getting. A lot of people reaching out to us, how you guys doing? You guys staying safe? It's a great feeling to have, all of our associates and businesses and just friends and customers just reaching out here during this time. It's a great feeling to know you got a lot of people around it, good people.
It's good to see all the support that we have out there, and I think if we should, I'm hoping that we get racing soon. If not, maybe we'll get Johnny back out on the street, just like the good old days.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, Johnny,
Twin turbo, big block
your
Chevelle coming soon.
website, social media, where can people find Stainless Diesel and link up with you to get some work done?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. StainlessDiesel.com, of course, and then we have got Stainless Diesel on Facebook. We got Stainless Diesel Instagram, some 5-Blade Mafia Instagram, as well as TikTok, of all things.
We keep talking about it.
TikTok.
And I'm going to drop Amy Gilbert's photography as well. Amy does some of the greatest shots in diesel motorsports, and I think she just got another. I think she just posted another full spread in Diesel World magazine, the latest one. They picked up some of her pictures, and so if anybody's looking for photography, Amy's got it. Amy's got you covered, especially the drivers out there if they want personal shots or just us as like an industry. We use it for all of our advertising and stuff like that. It's a great resource, and Amy's just awesome at that too. So, and they can find her through stainlessdiesel.com/
she.
Amy Gilbert photography or something.
Yeah. Yep. There's actually a photography link page on our homepage of our website to go to, like some pictures and all the promotional stuff. So a lot of free downloads on there too. So there's some custom stuff she can do with whatever you need. Just definitely give her give her a call. Give us a call. Email us,
Thanks a lot, Johnny. We
sales@diesel.com
appreciate
with
you
any
coming on.
questions.
We've all been Johnny trying to just get through this, so it's great to see you, and hope to see you out there in the truck soon. And you guys stay safe, and we'll see you down the road.
Well, thanks. Y'all stay safe. Great talking to you all.
All right, Johnny. Thanks, bud.
Well, thanks. Y'all stay safe. Great talking to you all.
The defending
All right. Get you later.
HSS Pro Street champion. He's the man. We really appreciate Johnny
That's right.
coming on. What a great guy! I told you. He's
still there. He's still there.
All right,
He can
buddy.
hear you.
he's literally such like he's like an icon of our series. He really is. He's the nicest guy in the world, and they make such great products too. All the guys are running these turbos, and they're a dealer of ours. They sell our products, and we'd sell theirs if we could sell turbos, and so.
I'll sell them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we might be able to throw one in that orange thing. So, I think everybody's
Orange thing.
everybody's kind of watching this. And,
Which orange
great
thing?
show. You got them '80s, Johnny. Yeah, Rod. He was telling me when we were down there, they were just going to skip the 90s, because I think he had just run a 502, and they got the logs on it. This is down in Florida before he broke it. But he's like, yeah, we're just skipping 90s. It's next past the 480. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's going to be a fun year watching these guys go, and such a great group of racers inside the HSS Pro Street Class. So it's going to be a fun year once we get out there, but maybe in the meantime we can talk to them via Facebook and keep in touch and make sure everyone's doing good. Any last comments from you?
I want a 5-blade Mafia turbo.
I want a 5-blade Mafia chair as well. Maybe I'll throw one on the Marshmallow.
A bunch of them.
they are seriously works of art too, and it's actually a lot of people wonder when we did these. Shout out to our graphic designers. I think Karen did this one. When we did the hero cards for this year, I asked her. I was like, we usually put a picture of the truck and the person there. I was like, can you get a real good picture of the turbo in the background? And she was kind of like, well, why? They all have turbos. I'm like, not all 5 blades. That's important. Just make sure you get a picture of the 5 blades right next to Johnny there. So we got 3 of these we're gonna give away, autographed by Johnny himself, and let's get some. How about Zach Hall and Eric Wilkes and Lester Griffiths. Zach Hall, Eric Wilkes, Lester Griffiths. Give us a message. Message Levi on our Facebook page, Messenger. We will send you out an autographed Johnny Gilbert hero card. I think they're getting some FR3 and some hand sanitizer. Quite a package today for you guys tuning in and asking questions. So message Levi, Zach Hall, Eric Wilkes, Lester Griffiths. We'll get that stuff shipped out to you guys. In the meantime, hand sanitizer, we're still bottling. I think we got 32 and up, and I think 16s might be coming in. I know that's been a big question we get coming in. And if you missed the beginning of the show, go back and watch. Chris does a little walkthrough about our formulation and how we have to follow this World Health Organization, but he also shows you how to spice it up, make your own custom gel and scented version as well, since we have to stick with the alcohol regulations on it. Anything you got, man?
I really don't have a whole lot, except that I'm disappointed. There's a
What are you disappointed in?
there's a little game for those of us that play phone games and apps. It's a diesel drag racing game, and the stainless diesel truck's not in that game.
Oh, maybe we can change that.
Maybe. That's
we-
why I keep getting my butt stomped on it.
Because you need a stainless truck?
I think so.
All right. I think I know some people behind that, so.
Right.
Might be able to hook you up. All right, folks. Zach Hall, Eric Wilkes, Lester Griffiths, please give us a message. We'll get you out the autograph stuff and all your good products here. Thanks for tuning in. If you have suggestions on what type of shows you want to see, if you want to see more interviews or if you want to see more product demonstrations, ask your questions ahead of time. We usually have all the next week's coming up shows so we can address those ahead of time. Other than that, we will see you next week, next Thursday at 1:30. We're here every Thursday at 1:30.
One last thing.
What's that?
In the words of Johnny Gilbert, yep, yep.
In the words of Johnny Gilbert, yep, yep. See you next week, folks.
See ya.
So true.